Alt-R.
Hi, it's Dr. Robinson, and today I'm going
Mate
to
4 point.
show you how you're going to help students, connect their math work, patterns and nonlinear functions, and how to go to Desmos, create a beautiful graph. And of course, the students have to paste it into their documents and how they go about doing that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this
Blank.
math.
1. Look at the pattern. Level 1. Bullet complete the table. Bullet write an equation equals math content y equals 3 and is linear.
Okay, so I actually started with this with a student, so I still have some of the answers here. Of course, the answers are not going to be there. It's going to say write the equation. So we've already kind of figured this out. So I thought, okay, I'm going to erase most of it, but I'm going to show you how we did this.
Bullet is the function linear or nonlinear, and Desmos Alt-T the audio trace H to your graph, arrow keys to hear each item.
Okay, so when I transcribe for a student, I always put the information on what to do with the technology. So teach them directly at first, and then when they go home, sometimes they forget, but the directions are in there for them. So he's going to down arrow and listen to the table. I'm not going to go through all of that because I already know I need to solve for 5. So I'm just going to down arrow and then tab to 5. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to show you how we did it.
Table 1, uniform table, new cell 1.
Okay, so 1 is X, down arrow, and of course shift tab.
A figure X, column 1 of 6.
Okay, tab.
1, column 2 of 6.
So what the student is going to do is they're going to listen to what it is. So 1,
3.
3. They're going to hear that 1, 3. So they're going to know how to do the math once they listen to all this. So I'm going to go ahead and
1,
tab.
2, column 3 of 6. 9.
9.
2.
Tab.
3, column 4 of 6. 27.
I'm going to tell you, the student immediately figured this out. It's like, okay, these are all 3s. This is pretty easy.
3.
But the teacher always starts out nice and simple and then gets more difficult.
4, column 5 of 6.
Okay, and
81.
Yep, and up here.
4. 5, column 6 of 6. Last cell in table, blank.
Okay, and blank. So now the student knows, okay, well, I've already figured it out, y equals 3x. Let's go do that. So I'm going to open the calculator.
AL calculator app, press enter. Calculator, scientific calculator mode, display is 0. 3.
Okay.
3 to the power of 5. 243.
Beautiful. Now, typically he copies it. I'm going to tell you one advantage of copying. If someone comes up, interrupts you, you might forget. Yeah, you can type out 243, but it's good practice just to copy.
Copied, display value.
Back.
Table 1,
and
pasted.
Okay, so now he's got to graph this function, and that's really where I want to go with this. I would type out all the information, x equals 5, comma, y equals 3 to the power of 5 equals 243. But I want to show you how to do the graphing. That's the most important. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get to Desmos.
Calculator, zoom screen, zoom, Desmos Graphing Calculator and 3 more pages, personal Microsoft, Edge, leaving table, Desmo glance highlights, enter, expression 1, edit, y equals E3, x, y equals 3x as graph, to audio trace, press Alt-T.
Now, he gives you, as soon as I do Alt-T, he's going to tell me what quadrant I am in. He's going to tell me about my negative, comma, negative, and it goes up to positive, comma, positive. Make sure your students understand that quadrant 1 is positive, positive. Quadrant 2 is negative, positive. Quadrant 3 is negative, comma, negative. And quadrant 4 is positive, comma, negative. So that's where you're going to start with students if they don't understand graphing. But as soon as a child hears this, they're going to hear this clean, clean line, and they're going to know immediately that it's linear. If they're new to this, they must have a tactile. So, the para is going to, or the transcriber is going to go ahead and do a nice tactile so they can actually feel this also. He's been doing this for years, so he has a pretty good understanding of it. So I'm just going to Alt-T.
3x, Alt-T, graph paper, x-axis visible from negative 10 to 10, y-axis visible from negative 6.199 to 6.199. Grid lines are visible. 1 audio traceable curve. Graph paper. Audio trace on. Use arrow keys to navigate.
Okay, so you can use your arrow keys, and I'm going to tell you, you have to use right arrow because up arrow is actually going to take you down, and down arrow is actually going to take you up. So you right arrow.
X 0.2. Y 0.6.
So they're immediately confirming, I go up because the sound gets higher. Okay?
X
and
0.4. Y 1.
So they know, okay, up is positive, comma, positive. Let's go past that 0, 0, and let's see.
X1, Y3, X 0.8, Y 2.4, X 0.6, Y 1.8, X 0.4, Y 1.2, X 0.2, Y 0.6, 0 intercepted X 0, Y 0, X negative 0.2, Y negative 0.6.
Isn't that incredible? You can down arrow, it tells you every single point all the way down. Now the student knows it's negative, comma, negative. So that's going to confirm it. Let's hit H.
H.
Yep. So clearly he hears the sound. So what he's going to do, and I always tell him to hit Alt Print Screen before he does this. So we're going to hit E for edit.
E, blank, type in text, audio tray, E, enter, expression to edit, blank, type in text.
And he's going to have to retype it now because, of course, I did not hit Alt Print Screen.
Y equals E3, X, X. Y equals 3X as graph to audio trace, press Alt T.
Whoops, I hit an E up there. That's hilarious.
3X, hide expression 1 button to activate, press enter. Enter, show
Enter.
expression 1.
Okay. And yeah, show expression 1. No, I don't want expression 1.
Expression 2, Y equals 3X as graph to enter,
That's
expression 3 edit, blank, type in text.
Okay. So anyway, you can see, and my screen is really ginormous, but a keyboard pops up. If I do Control R and refresh the screen, that keyboard's going to go away. So you really want to hit Alt Print Screen immediately.
Control R, refreshing page, loading page, enter, Desmos Graphing Calculator and 3 more pages.
Now let's type it out.
No glance highlights.
Enter.
Enter, expression Y equals 3, 3X, X. Y equals 3X as graph to.
So do make sure the kids do Alt Print Screen immediately because they're going to have a smaller monitor and it won't capture all of it because of the large keyboard that pops up. So I'm going to do Alt Print Screen.
3X, Alt Print Screen.
And I'm going to Alt Tab back to the word.
Nate 4.3 patterns of nonlinear function.
And I'm going to hush them up and I'm going to go
Nate 4.
down.
Out of table, cap WHEN, X equals.
Using the math editor so it reads perfectly.
Cap WHEN, X equals 3, Y equals 3 cubed equals 27, cap double blank.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and
paste it.
So I've pasted this in, but it's way too big. So I'm going to Control Shift left over.
A screenshot of a graph description automatically generated period. Applications group cut 1 of 3 to move through Z. Leaving menus cancel button.
I know it needs to be half the size, so I do Alt B to my absolute.
Alt B absolute radio button check.
Tab.
Absolute width edit combo 7.5 to set the value use.
It's huge. 3.5.
Period 5.
And then
rotation edit com enter. A screenshot of a graph in line with text. In line with text. In line with text, in line with text, and escape, a screenshot, escape, Nate 4.3 patterns of.
And that is how students go ahead, type out the math, insert the graph. If they have not done this before, they absolutely need to get their transcriber or para to do a quick tactile so they can understand linear and nonlinear, because you get to a parabola, and of course, they'll sound really, really cool. But that is how you use Desmos and graphing and math, and that's how you combine all of that together. Okay, and look for the next lesson on how you do math with a screen reader.
Alt Q, end meeting, enter.